Hi! Hey guys, my name is Chanel Perillo, and I'm a casting director and producer based in Los Angeles. I've cast shows like Drag Race, F-Boy Island, Real Housewives franchise, and $1 Million Listing, to name a few. I want to welcome you to Shut Up Chanel, a podcast where I take you through my LGBTQIA+ journey, while each week I get to chat with the queer royalty that helped shape me. Buckle up, because I know you're going to want to tell me to shut up.
Shut up, Chanel! Shut up, Chanel! Chanel, shut up! Shut up, shut up, shut up, Chanel! Shut up, Chanel! Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, Chanel! Shut up, shut up, shut up, Chanel!
Oh my God! Welcome welcome to the podcast. My long drag queen friend.
Hold on. This is so funny. This is so funny. Chanel Perillo. Oh my God, there's a dog behind you.
I know. I'm praying she doesn't bark.
I hope she does. What's her name?
Her name is Six.
Six, like the number?
Like the number. There's also
Six,
there's a drag queen named Six now too, but I swear I named my dog first.
But also, did you name your dog after the number, the character on Blossom, or the musical?
Ooh, okay. It's kind of a combination of all of them. When I brought the dog to Marco.
So 3 6s. That's why. So you're the devil.
I'm a devil girl. Yeah. No, I brought her to Marco's studio one day and he was like, she's got 6 nips. Let's call her Nipples. And I was like, no, but I like the name Six. And she was born on August 6th. So I went with Six.
That's so cute.
But her original name was Six Nipples.
I can't believe you have a Drag You sweater and I don't.
For those of you just listening, I'm wearing the original Drag You sweater that I stole when I was on set. No, I was friends with the wardrobe department and they gave it to me. I didn't steal it.
I'm screaming. You know what I have?
And it was cut because it was like a workout challenge episode. And do you remember the girls?
Yes.
The girls would wear these when they were working out.
Yes.
Learning the dances. We are so excited to drag you. But before we get started, I have to introduce my guest, Jujubee. She and I met at the end of season 2, season 1 of Drag You. Since then, she has gone on to be on the 1st and 5th season of All Stars, the 1st season of UK vs. the World, Queen of the Universe, Celebrity Drag Race. I mean, you are busy.
Halloween.
Halloween. I knew you were going to add the
Dragnificent. I've come out with 2 EPs and a remix album. I have a Christmas song. I actually have 2 Christmas songs. It's like insane.
Did you ever think that your life was going to turn out this way?
Well, yes. Only because I am huge on, I mean, I didn't know exactly what it was going to look like, but I knew that it was going to be exactly where I wanted to be. And I think you and I have talked about this in the past where I just kind of know where I am going to get myself to. I suppose, I don't know. I like to call it womanifestation.
I've never heard that before.
Well, we always use manifest and all that, and a lot of people think it's like crazy, and I don't give a fuck about what people think because it works for me.
Exactly. Well, and that's something that you have totally taught me. What I'm doing is I'm like creating this list of like things queens have like taught me throughout the years, and one of them is shade. You've taught me shade. And you've taught me reading.
So untrue.
Yeah, you were the first queen to teach me shade. But yeah, I want to start this off with your perception of how we met, your interpretation of meeting me.
There's no interpretation. There's just one truth to this, and this is exactly how it happened. Your little sweet ass walked into the dressing room, which was not necessarily a dressing room, it was like a holding room, and it was me and Raven. And I forget who walked you in. I can't remember.
Was it the production coordinator, Heather Porter? Do you remember her?
Of course, I love Heather.
I know, I loved her.
Yeah, like I don't know if it was Heather or was it like
Margaret. Remember Margaret?
oh my gosh, Margaret.
Oh,
Margaret's a sweetheart.
love Margaret.
But I literally can't remember who walked you in, but I remember being introduced to you. And then
Okay.
the first words out of my mouth were, um, I think you like came to like say hi or like you went to like shake my hand or something. And I was like,
Shake your hand.
it was like something crazy and stupid. And I was like, why are you talking to me? Where's my banana and Diet Coke? And then you were mortified. And I was like, I'm just kidding. Give me a hug.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Like I remember I showed up to work that day. And I think like Marco and Hector said that they'll never forget. I was wearing like a black t-shirt, like a black production black t-shirt, like jeans. I had like a wedge.
You look
on.
like an Old Navy commercial.
Yeah.
Hey sis, it's sis miss.
I've since learned to like up my game. It's so funny. Like I wish there was like a before drag queens picture. I mean, there are like before drag queens picture of me and an after, because it really did change. But that day I showed up to set, had no idea what my job was. And they told me, just make sure the queens are happy. And you stick around them, just like take care of them. They just got off of a competition reality show. So, you know, like we just want them to feel good.
And we weren't even that difficult, were we?
Oh, you were so difficult.
Me?
Not in a bad way. And like,
I wasn't difficult. Raven wasn't difficult, was she? I think the other girls were.
No one was difficult in a sense that like you had just gotten off a competition show and got thrown into this other show where you were now the talent, right, and not the contestants. And so you were like, I'm going to take advantage of this. Like, I'm going to abuse the cute little PA girl and make her bring me waters with straws. But it trained me. It trained the fuck out of me. It trained the fuck out of me and made me really great at my job.
Yeah. Yeah. You were always great at your job. I don't even think I ever experienced anybody being like terrible at their job.
No. Oh, no.
Because it's a lot of waiting around. And I don't think, it's a lot of waiting around, especially for somebody who's assisting on a production. Like you never know what's going on. And then the talent's on set and we just kind of wait around and people don't realize that the talent in this business is literally patience.
It really is. It's like, it's a hurry up and wait. I think it was like the first, that line I heard when I first started working in TV.
Honestly, that's in every production that I've ever done. It's hurry up and wait because there's so many things that need to happen in order to get like things started and things finished. But once the ball rolls, then it's game on. And I think that's why we have the job.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's why we have the job, because it's literally like not everybody could be in front of a camera and tell a story and do it basically perfectly in one take.
Well, and we were also like at the beginning of like the brink of this like drag boom. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Drag boom clap.
Drag boom clap. And because of that, I feel like we just like spent so much time together and we bonded over parliaments and
I know. Do you still smoke cigarettes?
I don't smoke cigarettes. I
don't
vape.
Either.
We both vape, right?
No, I don't do that either.
You quit the vape?
I don't. Okay. So I used to drink. I don't do that. I used to do some drugs. I don't do that. I used to smoke weed. I don't do that. I used to smoke cigarettes. I don't do that. I used to vape and I don't do that. I know.
I'm so proud of you.
Isn't it crazy?
How does it feel? Waters. What do you do? Yeah. What do you do with your time?
Okay. That's a really good question because now I do a lot of cardio and I've been really into like taking care of my body. So I've been lifting weights and shit, like not to like bulk up, to just be sane. Because I think that like for me, I was like using and drinking and smoking cigarettes like to take up space and time and to have something to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
which is so strange. And none of that had anything to do with like working on set. This was always something that was programmed into my brain, and I just had to like unlearn it in order for me to succeed as just a human being. Because for me, it's like, you remember whenever I would have one cigarette, I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna have another one, and
Well,
then another one.
that's what I try to tell people. Like, I can't just have one puff of a cigarette, because then
Right.
I'm driving straight to 7-Eleven and I'm chain smoking Parliaments again.
Right. Right. I mean, girl, I
We smoked a
remember
lot of cigarettes.
so many. And it was so, what's really funny is I remember this happening every time I competed on Drag Race, all 6,000 times.
Yeah.
Um, but this is what I remember. The queens who did not smoke would always bring this up, and they would say, well, why can't we go outside? The smokers always get to go out and have a break, but like we don't smoke, but we would like to go outside too. And I was like, they have a fucking point.
No, it's so I mean, I remember that a lot of people will literally restart smoking working on sets, because it's
I
just
did that.
it's the atmosphere there. And
Yeah.
because there's a lot of hurry up and wait time, it's like, what do you kind of do with your time? I remember Michelle Visage used to give me so much shit for smoking.
Yeah.
And I will say it on the pod. Michelle Visage is always right. Like, she really is. Everything she's ever told me, I should have thought about a little, like a motherly
Yeah.
figure. It's like, what did she have against me? Like, why else, like, why wouldn't I have just taken her advice? But
Yeah.
it wasn't the time to quit,
She's dad to me. Rue's mom.
Well, and then
Michelle's
Rue
dad.
comes out, and Rue's like, Chanel will quit smoking when she is ready. And
Yeah,
that
that's
was
the
the
mom.
real
That's the
tea.
cool mom. Leave her alone.
Yeah, like, she's young, let her live. What, for someone that's listening that wants to get sober, that's a drag queen, or, in the gay bar every night, and doesn't think that there's like any way to get out of it. Like, what was your road to sobriety? What got you there?
I got so tired of doing the same shit. And I got so tired of my own shit. Like, if you were to like remove yourself from your own body and just look at yourself just like it was your roommate. And like, let's imagine myself living alone, but I was my own roommate. I was sick and tired of my fucking roommate not cleaning up, not doing the dishes, not being on time to things. And I would literally wait for myself. And I'm like, why do I keep doing this? And then it all had to do with like literally being like hungover, which was really rare for me.
You didn't get hangovers?
Not really. I think I think for me, it happened so many times that I stopped feeling that. So
You
like,
were more used to being hungover than not being hungover.
but it never felt like a hangover to me. That's the thing. Like, girl, I don't know. I think in my early drag travel days, I would legit work at a nightclub until like 2 a.m. And then I would like totally want to go out to like whatever party there was after, because it was all exciting. And then I would have a flight at like 9 in the morning, and I would make it. And I did that for years. So I never thought that I had like an issue, because I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Oh my gosh, my cat's gonna climb up.
What's your kitty's name?
Her name's Press.
Chris is such a good cat name. You also have a really good podcast voice.
Thank you.
Juju.
Thank you. I do have a podcast. It's called Queen of Hearts.
I've heard of it.
She's doing something up there. Oh my gosh.
I can't wait to see your house.
I'm going to tilt my camera up, and I'm going to show you what she's doing. So do you see that up there?
Yeah, like the rafter? Like the rafter?
It's like a thing for lights. She's literally right there.
Oh, oh, that's so cute. Oh, are you a cat person, not a dog person?
I'm an animal person.
Same.
Like any animal. I'm all about.
I love that.
Crazy.
Wait, you were just getting to something good.
What was it?
that I was going to have like a follow-up in your sobriety. You got sick of the roommate.
Oh, I got, yeah, I was like, I just looked at myself as like the worst roommate ever. And I was like,
Oh,
what
and
the
we were
fuck?
talking about on the road, and I was going to say, I also just think that's your early 20s. Like when I was on tour with DWV,
Yeah.
I don't think I slept for like 6 years. That's why when people ask why I stay in, I'm like, because I've been up for like 20 years. I'm like
Yeah.
exhausted.
No, I mean, but that was a thing too. Like
But
you,
I always made my flights. And now I'm at the age where if I drink more than 2 glasses of wine, like
yeah,
cancel all my plans tomorrow.
right, right. Well, I like, it's funny because for me, I don't think I could, I will never, ever, ever drink ever again. Um, I fantasize about it, of course, but like, I know it's gonna,
You seem it's so much happier
yeah,
from a friend's
yeah.
perspective.
I am. But it's, I think I have a little bit more control of everything. I still have issues. I still have like issues, and I still have like things that I do that I hate, and like I'm still trying to work on things, but at least I'm doing it not like drunk.
You're at home, like, are you hungover one day and you're like, today's like, what was the day that you decided to quit? And was it cold turkey?
It was. So what happened was, I for years literally said to myself, all right, you're gonna have to like not do this anymore. You need to stop this, because I was doing more than drinking. Obviously, I was like drinking to like do other things, and then like I would drink and then do other things and then drink some more so that the other thing could be balanced out, and then do more of the other thing and then drink some more. So like it was like kind of a back and forth, like trying to keep myself balanced, and it just never
Mm-hmm.
worked. It just never
Mm-hmm.
worked. And then the bullshit that I was talking about earlier, like the bullshit that I got so sick and tired of, was I would literally make plans with people and bail on them. And I try to be like a really good friend to people, but the soul inside of me would never intentionally do that, right? I would
Mm-hmm.
legit make plans and then not show up. I would legit just say whatever anybody wanted to hear so that they would be happy in that moment, and then
Mm-hmm.
not show up for the plans that we've made, or like,
Mm-hmm.
and then I realized, okay, I'm not showing up for these people that are supposedly my friends. And then there were points where I just didn't even show up for myself. And I got so fucking tired of that. And I was like, girl, you really need to like reel it in, and you need to stop this shit, because it wasn't just me as a person, but it was also like me at work. Cause it gets really blurry, because when you work in
Mm-hmm.
nightlife, all you get offered are things that aren't great for you.
That's what I was gonna say.
You
It's like
know?
drag queen, like getting sober. I think it's like one of the hardest things.
It is. It is. I mean, I think sobriety for anybody like is a super personal choice,
Mm-hmm.
and it's difficult regardless of where you are. Like it's all like self-work, and it's constant self-work. It's not just like, oh, I've been, sober for this many years, I'm set for life. It's not like that at all. And I realize that because my sobriety isn't even linear. Like, it's not like I decided to stop drinking and I never wanted to. I never had a drink again after I stopped drinking, but I definitely was smoking weed for a while. I
Mm-hmm.
was smoking weed for a while, and I didn't put the two together, because I always made excuses like, oh, well, it's not like I drank and got high, but the truth is I did, you know. I would
Mm-hmm.
totally do that. And then for a while I was like smoking weed, and then there were times where I would smoke weed and try to quit smoking cigarettes. And then I would manage it for a few months, but then I would always go back to cigarettes. And then
Well,
I
yeah,
would be
because
like,
you're like all because I used to play that game too, where
it's the same thing.
it's like, okay, I'm not gonna since I'm not smoking weed, I'm just gonna smoke a cigarette instead. Like that's better for me.
Right.
When it's like not like, and really you're just transferring your addiction.
Yeah, no,
How long
yeah,
is it? How many years has it been since you've had a drink?
since June 12th, 2017.
Oh my gosh,
But
congratulations.
thanks. Well, but I'm also going to mention that as of us recording this, I'm like a little bit, I'm like
Scared of
maybe,
that?
no, as of this time of us talking right now, I'm like almost at 6 months without weed. And then I'm like, I think a little bit over 4 months without cigarettes. Or 2 months, sorry.
What was the hardest out of all of them to quit?
I think the cigarettes was the hardest.
Oh, like they compare like quitting cigarettes to like heroin.
Yeah, well, I think the cigarettes for me, I think my first relationship was my relationship with smoking cigarettes.
That's deep.
Isn't that crazy? But I also was that like, I was born in the 80s and in
Mm-hmm.
the 90s. I don't know if they still have these, but in the 90s, they had fucking candy cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
And all the little boys would get those.
And the little girls, I smoked them.
Did really? I did.
Well,
I definitely did.
my parents both smoked Parliaments. So I had their influence plus
So you're saying
access.
your parents did cocaine, is what you're saying?
My parents loved cocaine. And my mom would come on this podcast right now and tell you that she loved cocaine.
She'd be like, oh, yeah.
They were at Studio 54 in the 80s. So smoking Parliaments. I swear I told you that story 200 times when we were on set.
I don't remember, but this is off topic, but there's a fucking mosquito inside my house right now and it's biting me and I'm going to find it. This fucking little bitch.
I get the worst bites. I think I'm allergic to mosquitoes and they love my blood. But I get like huge welts, like swollen.
Can I light up one of my cedar incense, please? Because
of course,
is coming for me. I can't believe that.
I can't believe it. Well, I think that that's really inspiring. And do you talk to like the youth about this?
Fuck the youth.
What would your advice be to
I don't want to fucking read to those motherfuckers. I don't want to talk to them. I think they need to just go through whatever they need to go through, them and their internets and all their fucking new apps, their threads and their TikToks.
So you hate Gen Z or?
What are Gen Zs?
Gen Z.
What am I? I'm a millennial.
You're a millennial like me. What year were you born?
84. I'm like a grand millennial, like great grand millennial.
Well, I think I'm bleep this out. I'm 86. Bleep this out, Paul. I'm 86. And so
why are people not supposed to know?
I like people not knowing my age now that I'm
really?
getting old. I'm a woman and I'm getting older. And I mean, the younger men seem to like it, but
yeah, but the younger guys don't even know how to use any of that.
They don't, honestly, I don't know. I've been hooking up with some younger guys and they're way more down than the millennials that I used to hook up with.
Oh my gosh, this fucking mosquito.
So you don't like Gen Z? No, I want to know what your advice would be for a young drag queen that is thinking about getting sober, like how to manage it with working in a nightclub, with being around all the alcohol, with all the drugs. Like, what would your advice be for them?
Well, I'm still able to go out and work. Like that's the ability for me. You have to look at this like it's your job. And I think a lot of the times drag queens, we have the opportunity to have a great time, and we always should have a great time when we're working, but work doesn't always have to be fun. Sometimes work is just work. You go and you work. You should, like, your job is to make everybody around you have a great time. And if you have a great time too, fantastic. But you don't have to constantly get sloshed every single night because, like, what are you doing but working for money? And I know, like, the alcohol that night is probably free, but you're paying for it in some other way. And that could be missing a flight or not remembering something or coming out of your character. It's sometimes shitty, or like sometimes you get so drunk that you end up sleeping in your fucking makeup. And that is the worst thing.
The worst.
The worst.
Way worse than sleeping with a random.
It's sleeping with a random with your makeup on.
I've done that.
I'm doing it tonight.
You're doing it tonight.
No.
Yeah, wait. What is your dating life like?
I have a boyfriend.
Okay.
He's 6'5". We're in an open relationship.
What does that
funny.
mean to you? Yeah, what does that mean to you?
Well, we actually have talked about this like pretty deeply, where it's like the open relationship is us not seeking outside for any sort of emotional support. Like, it's not like I'm looking to fall in love because I already am in love, but we're long distance. And I also believe that we've had our experience with our past relationships. I'm only going to speak for myself at this point.
Okay.
Like my past relationship was, it was insane. It was tumultuous. There were like highs and there were some really deep lows. And I just didn't want to be in another relationship where I couldn't communicate exactly what I felt or wanted. And this one's like one of those where I can actually be open and honest about it. And I'm here in Boston and he's in New York City. So it's a long distance relationship. And like with my work, it's a lot of traveling around. So like we both have an understanding, and he's visiting me this weekend and it's going to be awesome. And we met in lockdown. So like our dates were all like real things. Like it's not like we could have gone to the movies and not talk for 2 hours, we couldn't even go to dinner because nothing was open. So like we literally went hiking and we like went to the park. We had picnics. Like we did.
How did you meet him?
I met him on Tinder. Out of all places, free Tinder.
Oh my God, free Tinder. And were you like, do you ever get worried? Like, how do you weed out the good guys from the race chasers?
He didn't realize, and that was the thing.
I love that. That's the best.
He didn't know. And then when we went out, like, I think it was after like our third or fourth date, he like put 2 and 2 together. And then he's like, I was like, oh my gosh. Is that weird? He's like, no. He's like, but I'm not like a super fan or anything, just so you know. And I was like, so you're not a fan?
You like be a little bit of my fan.
Yeah, like you can like my stuff.
I think that's the tricky part when you're someone in the limelight.
Yeah.
Like I try to like people bring that up all the time with like, I'll give an example, like the Vanderpump Rules cast. People will be like, oh, she's just after him because he's James, like from the show, like a cast member.
Who's James?
Oh, you don't watch Vanderpump Rules?
I don't watch anything.
Oh my God, it's so good. Okay, let me find another comparison. Just like whenever it's like someone on TV. Is he
like Pat Sajak famous? Like like Vanna White famous?
No, he's like Bravo famous.
Like Andy Cohen.
I just think when you're in like the lifestyle, the limelight, the career that you're in, like it's impossible that like you're going to meet someone that like doesn't already kind of know who you are. And you kind of want someone that like kind of knows who you are already. Because at least you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just burped. Keep that in, Barry. Is it Barry?
I knew you were going to burp.
It's water.
Keep it in, Barry. What's that from? I have no idea.
Isn't your sound person Barry?
Paul. Oh my God.
Paul. Paul. Why did I say Barry the sound guy?
We'll just call my sound guy. Oh, that was good. My sound guy is Barry from here on out. Like Barry. Or am I boring you?
No, it's just fucking. It's almost.
I know it's late. I know Juju's doing this late, so I could do it after work.
What do you do for work?
I'm a casting director.
And it's 9 to 6. Oh, I know you're a casting director because remember you cast me for that fucking
Drag Me to Dinner that you didn't do?
For Drag Me to Dinner. And I said no. Well, I said yes. And then I said no because I was doing drag the musical, Alaska's musical, and then of course Alaska does it. I'm like, oh fuck. So
I respect boundaries now. A no is a full sentence, Juju.
Oh no, like my thing was I totally could have done it had I known what the schedule was, but I just didn't know what the schedule was.
Yeah.
And to be really honest, I think BB had a great time with Trinity the Tuck.
They really did. They really had a great time together.
Yeah, they look great.
They did.
They're two beautiful pageant queens. You know, what was I gonna do? Wear like a fucking pantsuit?
No, you would have been fucking amazing. You would have been fucking amazing.
Of course.
You're the queen of comedy.
Am I?
I mean, no, I remember going so excited to go to work every day because you would make me laugh so hard.
Yeah.
So hard. Were you afraid that when you got sober, you wouldn't be so funny?
No, because I'm amazing.
But I know people worry about that, you know, like comics and stuff that like stop doing cocaine and they're like afraid they're not going to be funny anymore.
Yeah. I you know what? I think one of the things that I do remember about myself before I would go and perform was I would have to like do a shot. I'd be like, oh my gosh, let me just do a shot because I need to relax. I need to loosen up. But then it just was one of those things where I just
it stops working. It stops working. Yeah.
And
that's
I think
how I
all
look
of us
at
have
it
the
now.
ability to like get there without it.
Meditating grounds me before doing something now, you know?
Yeah, like not talking.
Exactly. Like breathing. I'll do like before first dates, I get like so nervous. And so like now, and when I was younger in my 20s, like I would do a shot of tequila or other things. And
oh, you're in your 30s now.
I am in my 30s now.
Yeah, you're like 36 probably.
Did you Google me? No, you can't Google my age.
You fucking bitch.
No, we're similar in age. We're similar in age. Wait, you're younger than me?
No, I'm 39, bitch.
Oh, that's okay. I was like, there is no, you said you were 34.
Get close to the mic.
Hello?
Yeah, that sounds better.
What's going on? You couldn't hear me?
No. It's just Barry's going to be like, what the fuck, Chanel?
Okay, so you didn't stop being funny. I mean, you weren't afraid. I just think that that's something people worry about. Like, you know, like, am I going to be as cool as, but honestly, like meditating, grounding, talking to my inside, that calms me more than a tequila shot.
Yeah. I also I had a 6-month relationship with therapy in lockdown, actually. And it was, are you still in therapy? Not right now. I would love to go back. They I was in this therapy program where I was with somebody who basically said, all right, we have 6 months. And in the 6 months, we're going to meet once a week. And I was like, wait, but I need you forever. And he was like, oh no, girly, we have 6 months and we're going to work through what you find hard to work through, and we're going to find ways for you to cope with things. And then and it was really helpful because like it literally was just me talking to somebody about stuff, and then I would just hear myself say some of the things that would come out, and then I would be like, oh, I was like, oh, like, you know,
it makes all the dots. So for those of you who don't know, I started therapy the week that I found out my dad had cancer. And it was just
I'm sorry to yawn when you said that. I'm so sorry.
I feel like we're in the club. I feel like we both have dead dads.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, when did your dad die? When did your dad die?
A year ago.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I feel like we talked about it last time. Still mourning? Honestly, the fact I'm sitting here doing this podcast means that I am so much better than I was a year ago.
Yeah.
Like I used to it was hard. My work has always motivated me to, can you hear my microphone?
You got to turn into it.
No,
Like
I think
this.
it's shut off.
What?
I feel like it's shut off.
No, what? Face into it right now?
Hello?
Oh, no.
I think it turned off. Hold on.
Why?
I don't know. It's just
Then
hold on, just wait 1 second. Obviously, it's still picking something up. Oh,
yeah, I can hear it now.
you could hear it now. How long is it out for?
Has it been out for the whole time?
No, it hasn't. Because I just noticed the light went off on here.
Oh my gosh.
It hasn't. Because has it sounded like this the whole time?
It sounded like this before.
So maybe we just start at the therapy talk.
I don't know.
We'll just keep going. We've already gone 50 minutes, so we'll just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we both have dead dads.
We both have dead dads. Yeah, mine had cancer. What about yours?
Same.
What kind of cancer?
Lung.
Liver, and then it spread to his bones. And in 4 months, like they were like, oh, like probably like a year, 4 months. Like it was.
Oh my gosh, they did the same thing.
And it gives them like hope, which also sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like the moment where I was just like, you have to get into therapy right now because you're going to be a fucking mess. And I was already like, so many areas in my life weren't good. You know, my relationships weren't that good. Like just lots of things weren't good, but therapy changed my life. And I go for 1 hour every 2 weeks. I do it on Zoom. So I literally have no excuse to not go.
Right.
I've done it in the car. Like it's like there's always somewhere to go and do therapy for an hour.
Yeah.
And every 2 weeks I have something to talk about. I love every 2 weeks because it's like over the course of 2 weeks, something happens in your life, whether it's an argument or you overreact about something, or like we're all human. Like no one is ever fully, it's like a healing journey. But it makes you become so much more self-aware. And then if you do act like a crazy fool, like you have someone to talk about it to, or something, and then you stop unloading on your friends so much and your relationships actually get better because you're not just like trauma dumping on your friends all the time.
And also like your friends aren't like professionals.
That's not their job. They're not professionals. Your friends give you the worst advice. Like
I'm
because
also
your
like,
friends really care about you. And so
I'm a good listener though.
You are. I would come to you for advice. There's certain people I would come to you for advice. I go to Raja for a lot of advice.
Raja's really fucking wise though. That's the thing. Like
a wise owl. Yeah.
Yeah. Like cool. Like fucking wise owl in a fucking golden barn. There are people who should just listen. Cause like I always do this thing where like if a friend's gonna be there and I can tell that there's something up and or I can tell that something's up and there's an issue, I'll always kind of like say, hey, do you want me to say anything or do you want me to just listen? Because I'm happy to do either. And I might not have anything to say because I don't really know what to say, But
see, that's amazing.
Because we don't always have to say anything.
Yeah, you don't. And that's what you learn in therapy. My therapist, sometimes it's literally just me talking the whole time. Like I let her get a couple words in when I think
she's on mute the whole time.
Yeah, she gives me a lot of facial expression.
Does your forehead move?
That's so fun. That's so funny because I was just thinking I needed birthday Botox.
I haven't had Botox in over a year.
Oh, well, then that's why. But you look great.
Well, it's kind of like I go back and forth with this because if I just have to look pretty, then like Botox works perfectly, or Dysport. I'll do whatever one.
I've been doing micro needling, and that I would suggest getting done. Because it tightens and firms the skin like permanently. So you're not like Botox. You have to go like I go every probably 4 months. By 4 months, I'm like just feeling it. I'm just like something like I just when I'm putting on my makeup, I could just like tell. I'm just like, it's time.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Also like
it looks bigger.
Like to have facial expressions.
That's
Because you need that for acting.
Yeah, I'm not an actress. So
what's that fucking restaurant that's everywhere over there? Go to In-N-Out and ask for these soggy fries animal style. Like, go fuck yourselves with your animal
What's
style.
the proudest moment of your career?
The proudest moment of my career. Jesus Christ, that's like really hard. The proudest moment of my career. That's like, how do I even answer that?
So, like a moment where you were just like my younger self would be so proud, or like the most alive you've ever felt.
You're doing that RuPaul thing where she holds up a picture of me from like kindergarten and she's like, what would 5-year-old airline, what would you say to him right now?
That wasn't my question.
What? I'm trying to think. Like, I've done so many cool things.
What's like your
Go for it. Cool. I've done some really, really cool things. Gosh, I mean, I got to sit on a float for New York Pride last year. And I thought that was pretty rad because it's like New York Pride and the float was me. It was to promote my podcast. And it was literally like an Amazon fucking float. Like, it was huge for me. And oh, this ties into another thing that I felt was really cool. Was I saw an ad with my face in Times Square. Like, it was
that's huge. That's
it was huge. It was like just scrolling on the marquee. Hi.
Was that your boyfriend?
No, this is my roommate. My boyfriend's in New York.
Hi, roommate.
Go get her.
Do you live with a gay man too?
I live with a they them.
Ooh, even better.
Yeah, maybe sometimes she's a they them. Today she's a big calf mid chip ice cream short wearing bitch. What a bitch.
Do I need to kick his ass?
No, he kicks his own ass. What was I saying? Oh,
you thought of another.
I get to travel around the world, and one of my favorite places to be is actually in an airplane, and it's so stupid to say, but I find it most peaceful to be in an airplane because you have no control whatsoever. Like, you could literally die. Like, you can literally die at any point, but it's like so freeing. And I always like to sit at a window and I like to look out the window and then just kind of notice that Earth is happening as we're in the sky. And that to me is like something really cool. And like, I think a lot of people already know that my name is Airline. So it kind of makes sense for me to feel so much comfort in this. And RuPaul like did say, which I never thought of before like this, but RuPaul said that my name is really special because like air is something that everybody needs to survive and to live. And a line of air is like a life, you know. It's like this little bit of life that's necessary. Like, everybody needs you to survive. And I thought that was really beautiful and inspiring. And I don't really know what she was trying to fucking tell me, because this was like the Tic Tac like luncheon, the mint luncheon, you know, that we would have. And this was like season 2. So I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, we didn't have anything. And Michelle wasn't there yet. Like, it was literally Merle
Ginsburg, Santino.
Yeah,
why do you think you and I have stayed so close all these years? What do you think it is, bitch?
I feel bad for you. You know, like, you're still that little lost, crooked Chanel. You know. It's only because I want you to like book me for some huge job. Like, that's the only reason.
So all these years. See, yeah, it's really funny. All the queens that come out of the woodwork.
Could you imagine?
What's your craziest fan moment?
My craziest fan moment. Well, I don't know if this person was really a fan, but this was at the Parliament House, and I was with Shangela, and
Wait, is
this
the
was,
Parliament House gone?
I think so.
That's so sad. So sad.
I think the Parliament House is somewhere else now. I think there's a new version of it.
But it'll never be the same with that, like that the hotel rooms and the pool.
Oh yeah, because people went there for the fucking hotel rooms. Oh yeah, that was like a destination, honey.
Yeah. I remember I remember feeling like because all the queens told me like, if you've got to go to Parliament House, like Parliament, if you perform at Parliament House, you've made it, baby.
Yeah.
And so when I went to Parliament House, I felt like seeing the marquee. It was like a movie. It was like a movie.
I feel like I know I have photos somewhere of all this, unless maybe I lost my phone once and I lost all those photos and I didn't do one of those iCloud saves.
No. We'll set the tone. So you're at the Parliament House in Florida. This is in Orlando, Florida.
Yes. So I'm at the Parliament House in Florida. This was one of my first like big gigs, right? It was one of my first big gigs, and you gotta act real cool, calm, and collected. And I was there with Shangela, and they're like, I don't know if people know the Parliament House and what it was, but people would show up really early and wait in these lines that took forever to get in. Like it took forever. And sometimes people didn't even show up to watch the show because they knew they couldn't get a ticket to get inside to see the performances. But what they showed up for were these meet and greets. And these meet and greets were rabid, because like this was like one of the first times where a meet and greet like this happened with like drag queens. It was like, when Drag Race happened, like meet and greets with drag queens became like a thing. Before
it was a thing.
Girl, before in queer spaces, people would see a drag queen and they'd be like, oh, there she is. Like it did not matter. But then like the meet and greets became a thing, and we almost became like fucking zoo animals, except we were wearing like pretty gowns and great lashes and nice okay wigs. I was wearing okay wigs, but like there was this yeah.
I'm thinking of your old wigs.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I'm still me and I'm still gorgeous. And
you are. I loved your thirsty
mm-hmm.
wigs.
Girl, all of them. Oh, and I still have them, and I don't care.
But Juju, you're one of those queens that like it doesn't matter what wig you're on, it works. Like it's so
it looks
weird.
Yeah, I know.
It's so weird.
But you know who else is like that? Detox can wear any wig too.
Any wig, backwards, sideways.
It's because we have the mannequin face.
We literally
we are. You know what? Our head shape and our faces are the standard for any wig, pretty, ugly, short, curly, anything.
You heard it here, people. You heard it here.
And I don't care what you fucking got to say. If you disagree, it doesn't matter. That's your, like, honestly, if you disagree, that's on you. I don't care if you agree or not. It doesn't matter.
Bring it up in therapy. Bring it up in therapy.
Talk to your therapist. But, shit. Don't play with me. Play with your booty hole, baby. I got that from my sister.
Which sister?
My baby sister.
Aww.
I heard her say it once, and I was like, ew. And she's like, I know somebody said that, and I had to take it. And I was like, that is so funny. Don't play with me, baby. Play with your booty hole. It's so funny. But let me get back to that. Let me get back to the Parliament House.
We're at the Parliament House.
The craziest fan was this little fucking chaotic twink that was calling me and Shangela over. And we didn't go over because it was so loud and crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And when we didn't go over, he screamed, I will fucking kill you, over and over again. And I freaked out, and I was like, I need to go somewhere, because that guy just like threatened to kill me, and I don't want to be here. And Darcel, who's incredible. Darcel was like, who was it? And she went over. She was like, I'll take care of it. Like Darcel turned into Mama Bear.
Darcel, she picks you up at the airport.
Yes,
she's the best. I love Darcel.
Best. She takes you to lunch. Like Darcel is like, she knows. And also Darcel is so legendary that everybody knows her and she knows everybody. She knows everything about everybody. She knows everybody's names. Like, she is so fucking funny. And on top of all of that, she gets ready in drag and she hosts the show and she performs and she tells jokes on the mic. So it's just like, she's everything.
Shout out to Darcel.
Shout out to Darcel and the Parliament House.
Oh.
And some parts of Florida. and shout out to that security guard who took care of me and Shangela that night, because I think I was a little bit more scared than Shangela. I think Shangela was actually really good at like keeping calm, and she was like, she like held my hand. She's like, "It's okay, sis." I was like, "Girl, I don't think I've ever like expected this kind of experience where somebody literally would be that upset about us not going up to them and threatening to kill us. Like, that's crazy."
Oh, no, that's terrifying. And that is a craziest fan moment. And it happened right here in America.
Right in Florida.
Right. Shocking.
Which is very shocking. Yeah.
I remember one time in Australia, the fans were trying to take off Dee's nails as she was performing.
No, like her
like
acrylics?
To take off her acrylics as she was performing. I think they were like the glue-on kind. And like her finger was all like, she was like, they were ripping off my nails, like to keep as souvenirs, which is crazy.
That's so fucking weird.
Yeah. I remember I came back from that gig being like, DWV is like the Beatles, man. Like like people were chasing us down the street.
They were all on fucking crystal meth. Not DWV.
No, not DWV. The fan. Oh my God. That was a crazy story. Okay, fuck, marry, kill, Raja, Manila, detox.
I would kill Manila. I would fuck detox. I have fuck detox. I know, I know that's a lie, but
okay.
It just sounds like a really good truth, doesn't it? And I would marry Raja because I know that bitch could probably throw down in the kitchen.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah. And I'm only killing Manila because who doesn't want to kill Manila? I love Manila.
Who are you closest with from Drag Race?
Who am I closest with from Drag Race? That's a really good, throughout the years, that's actually like, it's kind of moved into many different directions. Like I was really close with Raven. Like we were like close at the hips, and then our lives just kind of took us to different places, and we still chat. And I will always love Raven. Like that's my girl. I've recently been texting Jessica just to congratulate her because her run on this latest season of All Stars has been so amazing. I'm really close with Alexis Michelle.
I fucking love. Do you know I feel like I've known Alexis Michelle for 12 years now.
Yeah,
like I remember when she first auditioned for Drag Race, and I just like, she was like the Fran Drescher drag queen to me. Like she was fucking hilarious. And I think at the time she like still lived with her like grandma or mom or something.
This is one of those Korean peppermint nose things.
I used to do those when I did ecstasy.
Oh.
When I was young. I remember the first rave I went to, people.
That sounds like I'm doing something really terrible, huh?
No, I don't smell it. I smell it. I don't hear it. I don't smell it.
I don't smell it.
I don't smell it. So you started out with Raven, which I remember when you two were inseparable, and it was
my gosh, like joined at the hips.
And you were in town so much because of like Drag U and everything, and like it was Mickey's Monday. Like I think for a good 5 years I was at Mickey's on Monday night.
Literally, it was like insane, but like a lot of that was so blurry for me because I was so drunk all the time.
I was going to ask, do you remember us hanging out at all?
Yes, of course.
Just kidding.
But everything became such a blur. But then, when I worked, I did a show on TLC called Dragnificent, And that's
Oh
where I
yeah.
got to know Alexis.
Oh my God, amazing.
That's
How,
that's
was
so
that
like
experience for you?
it
Was
was
that like drag
awesome.
you? Was it like drag you a little bit?
Um, there was an essence of drag you, but
Mm-hmm.
more like it was more like an amalgamation of drag you and Queer Eye, but with drag queens.
Mm-hmm.
We went to super small towns, like, and we tried to tell like the best, most authentic versions. We tried to tell like the best and most authentic versions of these real lives uh, in an hour. So,
It's hard, yeah.
it's really hard. And that was a really fun job. We should have gotten paid more. I'll tell you that. I will
Season
tell you.
one's it's hard. It's hard. You know
Baby
you deserve more.
girl.
Baby girl.
Baby girl. But
Um,
like it ended honestly. Um we finished filming like a week before lockdown. And I had to do pickups on my iPhone.
oh my
Like
God.
like just vocal pickups because we had to change some of the last things, and it was pretty crazy because then going from working on set in different small towns all over the East Coast and and Pennsylvania,
Mm-hmm.
right, to lockdown was pretty fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when All Stars 5 came out, and I was like, on I was like on the moon, but in my apartment in Chinatown, Boston, because we couldn't do anything. So
It's like I know COVID. I mean, COVID really took 3 years off of our lives.
I know.
That's why,
And some of us are better people because of it. And some of us are bigger fucking assholes.
it's very, very true. Going back to Jessica Wilde, I'm so excited for Jessica Wilde. I forgot that you
Me
were seasoned sisters.
too.
It's like, it was like this younger generation getting to see Raja is how I feel about Jessica Wilde getting her moment, because it was like
Yeah.
the younger generation had no idea what a star Jessica Wilde was. And I've been a Jessica
Yeah.
Wilde stan from day one. The first night I should, during her interview, I'm like, you taught me that drag queens can be nice, because Jessica was the sweetest to me, where, Juju and I had a funny relationship. You were never mean to me, but it was this like, I had to impress you and Raven. I had to.
I don't
It
even,
took a
I think
lot.
that's your insecurity.
I had to break you down. I had to break you down, and I had to make you like me. Yeah, I did. You were just open arms. Like, come on, Chanel,
Yes,
join our world. No, you were.
Yes, I was. Yes, I was. I think that you are insecure and you're projecting. And you're gaslighting. Girl boss gaslighting bitch. You can keep those snorts in Barry.
No, you and Raven were the cool girls in school, and it took me like a little warming up, to get you to respect me. You were like, who's this little mousy girl? Like, getting me my coffee.
Respected you. I always respected you.
Oh,
I did.
okay.
I did. In our fluorescent light holding cell. Do you remember those rooms?
I know. I'm like, what did we even talk about?
We were just like, what are we doing today? What's the shoot today? Who's in?
And like, was I like a curious little bee? Like, did I ask you a lot of questions, or did I just like act like I knew what drag was?
I thought you knew everything.
When I first started working at WoW, I had not one gay friend.
That's probably why you're single. Let me say it again without yawning. That's probably why you're single.
What do you mean? I'm saying when I met you, I had no gay friends.
Yeah.
So why would that make me single now?
I don't know.
You were just trying to be a bitch. See?
Yeah. You were single then too, right?
I had just broke up with my boyfriend. I haven't been single the whole 15 years of our friendship, Juju.
So You broke up with your boyfriend who now has a boyfriend probably.
No, he's got a girlfriend.
You're like, no, he's dead.
No, he actually died. Did you think?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, do you want to promote your podcast?
My podcast, Queen of Hearts, that's out everywhere. I don't know when this is coming. When is this coming out?
It better be out in August. I'm going to work really hard for it to be out in August as a birthday present to myself.
Okay, so if it's coming out in August, all right. So well, I have 3 seasons of Queen of Hearts out right now, and you can listen to it anywhere you're listening to your podcasts. You can probably listen to it right after you listen to this podcast. It's really fun. It's so stupid and it's silly, and it's a blind dating podcast where I help people find lust because let's face it, it's not going to be like I'm finding people love. They don't get to see each other because it's a podcast, right? And the cameras stay off the entire time until the last person is chosen, and it's one contestant, and that person gets brought 3 people who they may want to date, and there's just a whole bunch of games that we play, and it's really silly and really naughty. I would not recommend this for anybody who is under 18 because it's not for you. I'm gonna tell you that now.
Why is it so naughty?
We literally people will straight up say things like, I am a squirter. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, my innocent ass. They're like, what do you mean? And they're like, I'm a squirter. And I was like, isn't that like just pee?
It
is.
is.
Like, yeah, but I squirt and I love squirting, and I want a guy who likes me squirting all over them. And I'm like, say squirt one more time.
Yeah, ew.
Yeah, and I'm like, great, good for you. And then some people will come on and talk about their fantasies. And I didn't think that it was going to be that kind of podcast, but I'm really loving that it turned out to be like that because it's kind of freeing. And I like that people can like openly express themselves sexually. And it's funny because I started off like really prudish, but then now I'm kind of like, maybe I want to be a slut. Maybe I do. I'm not, but maybe I do. Like, I don't know, maybe one day.
You never had a slut or you never had a F girl era?
What's an F girl era?
A fuck girl. You've always been a prude?
No. Maybe.
So you're lying again.
I'm not a liar. I'm an actor.
You are.
I'm an actor.
You're an actor. Well, I think you taught me a lot, Juju. I think because you don't want to admit it, but I think because you were hard on me in the beginning, it made me stronger, and you taught me a lot.
Was I really hard on you?
Set me up. No, you just taught me the drag queen basics is what I'm telling you. I learned I like it. It set me up for success in all my other areas of working with drag queens for the rest of my career. Is all I'm trying to tell you.
I think you're mistaken. My bitchiness with Manila.
I never said bitchiness.
Okay, Manila's more difficult than me.
I never said you were difficult.
Okay, that's what I'm hearing.
Manila was really sweet to me right away.
Good for you.
Now I know why.
Wait, who was mean to you?
No one's really. It was it became like a game with drag queens. Let's make Chanel fucking cry.
Yeah.
Who was the meanest out of all the years? I don't know. I'll tell them when they're on. It wasn't you.
Well, I know it wasn't me.
I just think I was like, there was a little bit of hazing going on in the beginning.
Hazing?
Like in sororities. Yeah.
Oh, please.
I was hazed.
I would have been like, you need to walk around with this fucking Target bag filled with rocks. You need to go to RuPaul's dressing room and get me her fucking perfume.
Oh my God. What else do you have any like goals or things that you want to achieve that you haven't already?
I would love to build a conservatory off my house so that I can have an indoor soaking pond. I know this is so silly. I want a like I literally want like a conservatory greenhouse situation so that I can control the climate and have really cool plants inside and be in there during like a snowstorm and sit in a pool. That's what I want.
What is a
And
soaking pool?
it's just like a pool that's not huge.
A jacuzzi.
It could be that.
Sounds gross. A soaking pool.
But I would want like a jacuzzi is a brand name, but I would want like a hot tub, right? I would want like a sauna, a hot tub, and then I would want like the pool that's like cold. So I would want like
That makes sense.
you know, like it would be like really spiritual and like maybe a little witchy and lots of plants and crystals and light and
I fucking love it.
You
You
know.
right now, I picture you like, I just imagine you in this like little cabin in the middle of nowhere in Boston with like nothing around it,
yeah.
like no
I mean,
neighbors.
Well, you know what's really funny is so when I bought this house, what screamed out to me was that the house is sitting on a half-acre lot. And I don't think that there's anything like this anywhere around. Like, I literally think that this is like the biggest lot in this town because I don't live like right in Boston. I live right outside, and I'm not going to tell you where. I'll tell you where off camera. But it's close enough. You know, it actually takes the same amount of time for me to get to the airport than it did when I was living in Chinatown. Um, but it's really nice because it feels like I live far enough outside the city that I'm not in the city, but like I can get in the city really quickly. And my neighbors really aren't that close to me. Like my property touches like 9 different properties, but they're really far from me.
You need it. Yeah. Send me the address when we get off of here because I am supposed to visit my best friend that I grew up with.
Yeah.
She lives in Boston and I've been dying to come and visit her. So maybe I'll do
have so much space.
Double whammy. I know. I think the last time we hung out, you told me I could one day live on your commune if I'm like desperate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can like be like Cinderella and stuff and clean my basement and shit.
Oh my God. Well, I can't believe I found my drag you sweatshirt.
Oh, you know what I have in my basement right now?
What?
The season 2 RuPaul's Drag Race flag. And I will never get rid of it.
I know that exact flag you're talking about. I still find the Ru dollars everywhere.
I'm telling you, these are I also have the RuPaul perfume that she gave me years ago. I haven't even opened it. And I don't think RuPaul ever signs anybody's names but her own. But on mine, it said to Juju, sweet love, RuPaul.
Oh my God. This must
right?
That's insane. Honestly, shout out to Ru.
She knows my name.
She knows Juju.
Baby. She knows my name, baby.
I feel like this is the most basic Betty question ever. And you probably told me when I was 24, but where did you get the name Jujubee from?
It was given to me by my drag mother. And how it happened was there was this competition at this club called Access, and it was right across the street from Fenway Park. So like super historical. It's not there anymore, but like that was kind of like the place that wasn't kind of like, that was actually the place to go in Boston. And a lot of people would come from everywhere to go to it because it was the place. And I did an amateur competition and I won. And when they announced the winner, they announced Jujubee. And I was like, well, who the fuck is that? There was nobody in this competition named
Mhm.
Jujubee. And that was how I got my drag name, which was really annoying because I didn't have like input, but it works.
It's so you that like I can't even imagine you with another name.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know,
Oh,
my
even
drag name could have been Chanel.
it could catch the apple.
Okay.
I'm gonna need to get Chanel on this podcast, that's for sure.
It could have been Shanper.
And like how cool I felt on set that day because I was like, there's a drag queen named Chanel too.
Yeah, and then she comes over and she's like, mine's with an SH. So fuck you.
That
Actually,
was
I've
the
never
OG
heard
crew.
I've never heard Chanel say a bad word in my life, actually. So I take that
No,
back.
Chanel is proper.
Very proper.
Very proper, very professional. I think of like the OG crew, like the first episode, first group of drag queens I met. And I feel like it was you, Raven, Angina, Chanel, and maybe like throwing a Morgan McMichaels in there. And I feel like that was like
should there have been one more?
Jujubee.
Me,
You, Raven,
Angina,
Chanel, Morgan.
And then one more, right? Was it 3 groups?
Yeah, but and who's the missing one? I should look up the episodes.
Tammy.
Probably Tammy Brown. So funny. Or
Tammy.
Pandora Box was on Drag You a lot. I feel like Pandora. The OG days. She was a professor. But those are the professors.
Remember, we would have an audience on show days.
Yes. And another thing is like the reason, like you didn't have to be on ice. You were free to like go to the bathroom when you wanted, like sig breaks, whenever. Like that's why I was, you know what I mean? I was really just
different.
I was really just chasing you around, telling you when you were needed on set.
Yeah.
And so there was so much downtime that's why I feel like it was like a crash course in drag for me. Cause I just had like hours to sit around and ask you questions.
And there was no such thing as like Instagram.
There was no Instagram. Facebook, like maybe had
barely Twitter.
Barely Twitter.
And that's obviously out now because everybody's on Threads. Hello.
And there wasn't drag queens on YouTube.
No, like YouTube was like that fucking video, that Charlie bit my finger video.
Yes. Yeah. It was like,
it was that.
And it was that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It was like that kind of shit. And I was like, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Watch your child bite this other child.
I mean, even club pictures. Like I remember going to like buy gay magazines to like see our club photos in the magazine for that week. You know, like it was really? A different time. Oh, I remember like never have seen a drag show. And I was on like episode 5 with you guys. And Raven was like, come to Mickey's on Monday night.
Oh my gosh, Mickey's.
And you guys had the hair and makeup team like do my makeup. And I like met you there. And it was like the best night of my life.
You were like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Like, these are my people.
I feel like I'm at home.
Nobody gets me like.
And we were like, shut up, Chanel.
Yeah. It's so true. The worst thing is like Detox spread Shut Up Chanel like it was wildfire. Like
Shut up, Chanel.
Random people used to come up to me in the club and like tap me on the shoulder and be like, shut up, Chanel.
And you'd be like, stop it.
Yeah.
You were not close enough. I'm telling you, California, you guys have such a fucking weird culture.
What is it you hate against Californians? I was born in New Jersey.
Yeah, I used to live in California.
I know. So you can talk shit.
Yeah,
I feel bad. It's really late where you are. And this was so much fun. And I could literally talk to you for 4 more hours.
Yeah. Which is fine.
Is there anything you think that we didn't cover that you want to tell me?
No, I don't think so.
I feel like we covered everything. If you have any
more questions, we could always just, obviously.
No, I feel like we covered it all.
And you can because what are these supposed to be like 45 minutes, 25 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna go like 45 at the latest. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to bore people in the beginning.
Yeah. That's yeah. I think 30 to 45 is probably good.
Okay, good.
And they're always different anyways. If you listen to other podcasts, like some of them are 20 minutes long and then some of them are like an hour.
When I see that, I'm like, these bitches, that's why I told myself you have no excuse, like do this. Cause I'll see on someone's podcast, like 25 minutes. I'm like, I could put out a 25-minute episode, 10 of them a day. You know what I mean?
Sometimes that's all you need, you know?
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna like start a podcast where I just ramble on.
Well, that's why I was like, I could have a format for this, or I could like have like the basics I want to hit and then go from there because I'm going to go off of topic anyway.
Right.
That's why it's called Shut Up Chanel. I just could keep talking and that's the podcast.
Right.
My therapist today told me, because I'm like, I get really nervous. She goes, Chanel, I could record our therapy sessions and be so rich. She's like, but that's illegal. So go do your podcast. But she's like, you're fucking funny. She's like, and she's like, just do the podcast. So
yeah,
here I am.
If people didn't know what you look like and they heard your voice, they probably would picture like Big Ange's little sister.
Yeah. But I am little Ange.
Lil Ange.
My dad said that he knew Big Ange.
Yeah. Did he fuck her?
No, she was younger. She was a girl on the block, he used to say.
Oh, so he fucked her.
So maybe he fucked her.
Wow. You think they're fucking in heaven?
See what I mean, people?
And my dad's watching.
Oh, he totally is, and he's laughing.
And then my cat's there too. Oh, mister.
Your dad's there at the circle jerk with Big Ange.
And then my cat's just like,
oh. What was your cat's name that died?
Mister. That's still his name, even though he's dead. You fucking bitch. It's not like people don't cats don't die and we change their names.
Let's end this here before PETA comes at me.
I think you need to end it with do you think your dad's fucking her in heaven?
Yeah, we'll end it.
Billy. That could be a commercial.
Yeah, for cat food. Oh, potting's so fun. Okay, my computer's on red. I need to plug it in.
Oh, mine's always plugged in when I do this. Girl, you gotta get your shit together. Honey.
I'm learning. Juju, thank you for being my friend and coming on this podcast. I hope it doesn't sound like I could go on yours, but maybe one day. Do you want to say goodbye?
Well, we have to do this. Hold on before. Hey, it's Jujubee, and you're listening to Shut Up Chanel. Hey, it's Jujubee, and you're listening to Shut Up Chanel. Shut up, Chanel.
You're such a professional.
You should get all the queens to say Shut Up Chanel and just like layer it.
Well, okay, I have this video from the Marco show, and it's like this scene where all the queens are yelling Shut Up Chanel.
Yeah. That should be it.
That's what I'm gonna have Sam. I'm meeting with him on Wednesday or tomorrow night. I'm just gonna have him take that literally like short. I hate when they have like long fucking intros. I want that with like a little like music and then we're good.
Yeah. Smart.
But that's smart for the end of each episode. I should have Vanilla and Raja send me them saying Shut Up Chanel just so I have it.
Yeah.
I did that one day at DragCon too. It's in my phone somewhere. I was just going around and having everyone say, Shut up, Chanel. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stop my recorder.
Me too. I love you so much.
Oh shit. How do I end this?
Oh, once we end the meeting, I'm going to stop.